Hi, Pam here. Wanted to share a technique and a tool with you to help undo the stress and the negative experience of a bad experience or a situation that didn't go as well as you'd like an interview or a conversation. So let's say there's a situation at work where you're in a meeting and the meeting doesn't go as you would prefer. You're not thrilled with how you performed in it, what you said, how you did it. And so sometimes afterwards, we spend a lot of time ruminating on, oh my gosh, I goofed, I goofed, I goofed. And we see that movie play a million times of what didn't go well. As we do that, we're creating neural pathways. We're letting the brain re-experience that thing. Rumination, like in the past, like resentment, all of that stuff. Every time we go back to it, we're re-experiencing the negative version of that and solidifying that into our nervous system, into our brain. One of the things we can do with this, and this comes from a trauma healing modality, but it works because the brain doesn't know that you're not experiencing things when you think about them. So we can use it to our advantage and think about a time, let's say this meeting that didn't go great, and maybe you didn't answer a question in a way you'd like, and it went sideways, and maybe your nervous system got a little bit dysregulated and your brain went blank. So there's the movie of what actually happened. And then the technique is to rewrite that movie and play it like everything went great. And you may have to play it through a few times until you get it to the format, the movie edit version that you like, where you did it well, right? And so then you spend the rumination time seeing this movie play forward in the ideal version. So the way you wanted it to go, like in a perfect world, it would have gone like this. It doesn't even have to make sense. It doesn't have to be logical or actual factual. So let's say in a situation you got asked a question about a project and you didn't quite know the answer. And so you got a little dysregulated and got nervous and your brain wasn't working too well. Your frontal lobe, because stress kicked in, wasn't functioning all that well, and you couldn't answer the question and you froze. And then everything got a little weird and the tunnel vision happened, and all of a sudden it feels terrible and you're just completely checked out or stressed out in the meeting. Okay, so that's a version that happened. We can create a new one. So when you redo this movie, redo it in a way that everything worked great. So imagining going in your head, playing this movie, you're in there, the questions are flowing, you're answering them perfectly, you've got your skill set on, you're feeling great. You're like, yes, I answered that question. Yes, I answered that question. Oh, they loved that answer. Oh, this felt great. My body felt amazing. I felt totally centered. Everybody's smiling at me. And at the end, lots of kudos. Everybody's like, you're doing great. You're doing great. I get up, I walk out, and I go to my desk and I just take a deep breath of how amazing that felt. And you play that movie a bunch of times. And when you do that, you undo this neural pathway of remembering the negative, right? Your body memorizes what we think about. And so emotionally, physically, neurochemically, all of these things happen when we focus on something intently with our brain and feel it emotionally, feel it physically. So if we can do the negative, let's do the positive, and not to name negative and positive, but we want to do the more empowered version so that our brain has that experience. So feeling it viscerally and being totally in it, that it goes great. And then hang out with that a few times, right? To do that movie. And if the negative movie shows back up again, stop. Just stop your brain and redo the new movie. You've already done it a bunch, like 3 or 4 times, so you know that movie. So play that one instead. So we're just changing the channel to a different edit of that movie. And you can do that for absolutely anything that's negative, that's made you feel dysregulated, or you're questioning, or a conversation that didn't go well. Just redo the movie. All right, that's the tip for today. Thanks. Have a good one.